Hi guys, today I'm going to show you my 7-week-old baby bunnies and how I can tell their gender or their sex, male or female, buck or doe. I have 5 babies here and I checked them at 2 weeks old and I had an estimate at what they would be. And then I checked them later at about a month old and ended up finding out that one of my guesses was wrong, at least as of then. So I'm now going to have another look and see how we're doing. Alright, so from my memory, I initially thought this was a buck, and I'm now believing it's a doe. So let's have a look. It's very hard to see here. This one's definitely tricking me. In fact, today it looks like it may be a buck. What we're looking for is a circle versus a taco, and this is now looking like a circle to me. Let me know what you think. He's looking cute though, and that's what matters, right? Let's have a look at the others. So I believe this one to be a buck, both times that I've checked. So there is a protrusion when I push down on this one's genitalia, and it is pretty obviously buck genitalia. You have a circle, not a line that goes from top to bottom. So I'm pretty certain this one's a buck and have been all along. So 2 of these brokens I believe to be does and 1 I believe to be a buck. We're going to have a look and see which one this one is. Okay, here's a great example of a doe. It's kind of hard to see on the camera here, but we've got a little slit. It's pretty obvious that it's a slit rather than a circle when you look close. That's a doe. Make sure when you're doing this that you're pushing it out far enough, otherwise there's really no point. Hey there, little girl, you're pretty. This one has a beautiful butterfly. I love the full butterfly here. They all have a full butterfly, but this one has my favorite butterfly. Okay. Looks like this one's a little dirty down here. And I believe this is a buck. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting. As you can see, it's a bit protruding versus being a slit. This one to me looks like a young buck. And then we've got one more. This one I guess would probably be a doe from my past evaluations. She's a cutie too. As you can see, she's a pretty obvious doe. Gosh, it's kind of hard to see on here, huh? It's kind of in shadow, but that one to me is another obvious doe. So I'm pretty certain I definitely have at least 2 does, 2 broken does. And now I'm really wondering on that black if I was right with my first guess at 2 weeks, because he's looking like a buck today. I'm gonna have one more look. Yeah, that's definitely a buck. You really have to pay attention to the gap between the anus and the opening to see if it's truly a buck or doe, because young bucks will have kind of a ring, almost like a donut, not just an obvious protrusion. And so you have to watch that close area, they call it the taint per se, to see if the line extends that far or if it ends before you get there. So I think I actually have a 3rd buck here, which is all right, I guess. Now I'm going to show you a few adults just so I can make it more obvious. All right, this is Mama. She's done a great job, and I'm going to show you the obvious female genitalia of an adult female rabbit. And here you've got an obvious female genitalia, a slit with no testes, no protrusion. That's your female. Sorry, bubs. All right, so here you have an obvious buck, adult. You can see that the protrusion is quite obvious. You also can see on either side, these are the testes. They are not descended right now, which means they're not large and bulbous right now, but rather wrinkled. You'll find one on each side. That is obvious male genitalia. All right, so I hope you were able to see what I was seeing. I can make more videos in the future about this and hopefully get even better angles and help you get a good visual. But really, sexing rabbits just takes practice and it takes trial and error. The one thing I'd say is don't ever make the mistake of being certain at a very young age and then later on when they're like 3 months old, 5 months old, and you're trying to breed them or whatever, like to then find out that you were wrong. So I just say always check them, especially as they grow, because the older they get, the more obvious it gets. A lot of breeders say that they're pretty confident at around 8 weeks. So, but some people can even tell when they're newborn. I'm not really sure how, but it's pretty amazing. So yeah, if you have any further questions, drop them down below. If you have any further expertise, drop it down below for those of us watching. Thank you so much.